Is he a
you're like
GMC
4
double
foot
wide?
2.
MC double white.
That's fucked up.
Ash knows what's up. He made me watch that. Now he's gonna pay for it.
That's funny. The new episode drops tomorrow.
Oh, lovely.
Of Jumbotron.
Jumbotron and
My body is ready.
I'm also ready.
God, I miss Reggie from Nintendo.
No.
he doesn't.
Oh.
Level of
For the best.
It is for the best.
It truly is for the best.
Look, there's tiers below that.
Don't worry. Just get a Buffalo Wild Wings pick six for $20.
No.
It makes Boondocks look tame.
Think The Bachelor, but
he is live.
I'm trying to think how to describe this.
The Bachelor, but worse.
Yeah.
Set in Cleveland and Miami simultaneously.
Yes, and then the setting is a villa that looks really nice, but Waffle House.
I don't feel like you should ever put Cleveland and Miami together at the same time.
It's the blueprints for New Jersey, essentially.
New Jersey blueprint.
So it's the Bachelor Jersey Shore.
It's a Jonesy thing.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. Oh, wait.
Have fun, Cat. Good luck.
Have
Don't
fun.
die.
Hello, chat. How's it going? Okay. One day, well, a little bit more than one day remains in the current JP event, so that's going to be what we're focusing on here for NA. I just am trying to, like, basically get AP down. And you guys would have to tell me, because I actually don't remember. But can we claim the Valentine Seas after the duration of the event? Because I've done them all on NA. It's JP that I haven't touched any of them on. Yes? Okay, sweet. I just was like, I couldn't remember if that portion of the shop went away or I was required to have them dealt with, right? Mr. Spartan, thank you for the 88 months. Appreciate it, my dude. Ash, thank you for the 57. I believe that was yesterday, though. At some point, he snuck that in. I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everybody had a fantastic Wednesday. Hello, Yugi. Thank you for the lurk, Jay. Appreciate it. Hello, Robo. Hello, Fuji. Hello, Agent. Hello, Field. Hello, Darty. Hello, Kimba. With a very rainy day in someone else's paradise. Yeah. Hello, Fearless. Thanks forever to claim all the VDCs now. I mean, they've done quite a bit for, like, speeding it up, so I can't get too upset in that regard. But yeah, I know what you mean. I think to me, the bigger problem is you actually have to have, like, your inventory dealt with. Fearless, thank you for the 22 months. Appreciate it. So, Not really a whole lot to do in FGO at the moment. Obviously, we have stuff kind of upcoming, but realistically speaking, we're kind of just in a holding pattern. NA is just going to be sitting there on the Chaldea Boys event until we get whatchamacallit, or Deal Call 2. And JP is just doing for its own Chaldea Boys. We don't really know anything other than that. And I say that, like, who knows? We may not even get a Chaldea Boys this year out of JP, because as far as I've heard, there hasn't been any announcement on that front. So we'll just have to see if they actually do something. But I assume that they will, because they're just probably going to try to find an easy stopgap to time. Having 4 copies of a 5-star limited CE on split rate up. Yep. How's it going, JC? There's a live stream soon. They announced it. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I've been reviving my interest in certain other games. Let's actually talk gaming news, just so... I can kind of prime things. There wasn't a whole lot today, and it's funny because I feel like that's the deal, is that there's a lot of stuff on Tuesdays. It's almost like because it's patch day, it becomes also update day, and because it's update day, we get more news on those days than otherwise. So Tuesdays are usually our big news day. The embargo dropped on Crimson Desert, if you guys haven't seen it. It is basically this game. It's a game that's modeled after Black Desert, basically, in their own engine. I think they've revamped the engine. It's an open world action adventure game. They've clarified that it's not really an RPG, and like I explained yesterday, that does have me a little bit worrisome, but everything's kind of getting like having glowing stuff to say about it. So you can see people are saying it's one of the best skill trees they've ever seen, with 6 different play styles. Almost every node unlocks a new combat ability. Unlock new skills by collecting the Abyss artifacts. These are things that you're going to find out in the world from, like, clearing camps and killing people. Artifacts seem pretty easy to come by, with almost every mob dropping one. You can also observe new skills from NPCs. There's apparently like a copycat system where if you see somebody perform a move, you can do it as well, which is interesting. And I don't know how that's going to work, but that does sound like a really cool idea. The open world has random events. NPCs can randomly rob you, and you can chase or tackle them. Stealing requires a mask or a disguise, or else you end up getting chased by high-level guards, getting arrested, and paying a hefty fine. IGN says the open world reminded them of Red Dead Redemption 2, which is interesting. I know a lot of people that like Red Dead. To me, Red Dead was like so vast and sprawling that I actually found like it just was kind of empty at points. It's one of the things I understand, like, for immersion purposes, it's great. For someone like me, I kind of just looked at it and said, like, I don't know that I care too much about this. Like, Red Dead to me is the type of game where I would have cared a lot more if I were, like, in college, or just in general had a lot more time to kind of, like, get into that immersion and take that time to get places. But otherwise, normally nowadays as a gamer, I'm somebody that, like, I at least like to get to my objective in a timely manner. It doesn't have to be, like, instantaneous or instant gratification or anything like that. I just am looking for a world that is at least detailed, and, like, even if they do make it something sprawling, that it's something where you don't feel like the world is empty. But they said, yeah, that the scale of the map had them taken back. You can interact with nearly every NPC, with some of them offering side quests. Skill trees include improved movement abilities, like better jumping and gliding. I heard that is like the element tree / like movement tree. So it is an interesting thing, because I do believe that you play 3 different canned characters in this game, which is unfortunate because, I was talking with Prophet before stream, and I kind of agree with him on this point, that one of the best parts about Black Desert was its character creator. Like literally, Pearl Abyss has one of the best, if not the best, character creator ever in gaming. And then they make this game and you play canned characters where you don't actually get to design your own. Now, I do understand that you can customize the character, but that is something where I've said, like, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they went with that route, other than I guess they just really want a coherent story. But to me, I think you can still tell a good story with a sort of choose your own character type of scenario. The Grey Maiden faction system lets you manage a crew, send them on missions, and earn resources. We saw this, people were teasing and talking about it and saying it was like a raiding type of thing where you can send them off to attack camps and they'll come back and either clear them out or give you resources and such from it. So it definitely seems like an interesting mechanic to have in a game. And that basically some previewers mentioned that controls can feel cumbersome or overcomplicated. This is not surprising to me as somebody that played Black Desert at least a little bit. It definitely felt like they almost tried to emulate like a fighting game style of controls, and that does make it very technical. If it is very similar here, it sounds like there's a whole lot of depth to the gameplay in that regard, that like you're going to be able to do a whole bunch of different moves and such, but that it could be frustrating for people that are just not as technically advanced at being able to execute combos and such. So this will be interesting to see how people actually feel about the combat. I'm sure it'll be something that people will love if they're very skilled, and if people are more used to slower systems or not as many inputs, like let's say like the Souls systems where you kind of just have a light attack and a heavy attack. I can easily see where people would maybe be annoyed by a system that's more complex. Over 6 hours of playtime is only scratching the surface, but they're impressed with the scale and attention to detail. So that was just some of the initial thoughts on this game. It definitely appears to have quite a bit of like open world exploration and puzzle mechanics. So I am like excited for it, at least. I really hope it does have depth. That's like, that's one of the things is when I played Black Desert Online, I know there was a lot of systems in the game, but ultimately the core gameplay of like combat and stuff just felt overly button mashy and not that like actually deep. It didn't feel like there was a whole lot of strategy there. So that's something that like maybe my impressions were wrong, but I was hopeful that, at least for this game, that they will have smoothed that sort of thing over. But yeah, there is a whole lot apparently to do. This game's going to be coming out at the end of March. It's basically March 19th, so you guys have roughly 2 weeks till it does come out. But again, since the embargoes are dropping, we're going to get a whole lot of info about the game. We're going to get a whole lot of like footage, so it should be interesting to see kind of what this game has to offer. And so far, the reception is good. I kind of want to hear more, since everybody has glowing things to say about the game. I want to hear more about what's not good about the game and what people had problems with, since obviously there is a lot of good stuff. I feel like whenever a group of reviews is either overly negative or overly positive, I find that I often want to hear about whatever the reverse is of that. That is what helps me understand, like, okay, are these reviews accurate, or are they just kind of blowing smoke up our ass, or are they overly dogging a game that's actually still pretty decent? It really just depends, but this is something that you have to kind of use your own critical thinking to figure out nowadays with the way the internet is. But yeah, so that was the Crimson Desert stuff. Sony did in fact confirm as well that they are only going to be releasing stuff exclusively to PlayStation and no longer going to push major releases on PC. I believe this is a mistake. However, I understand why Sony's making such a decision. To me, a lot of the factors seem to equate to basically they're watching what their competitors are doing. They're seeing what's happening to Xbox, and they have two different case studies, okay? They can literally watch what is happening to Xbox live at this point, and see that they're just kind of getting run into the ground and becoming desperate. And then they can look at Nintendo, who is still not releasing anything on PC, never has, and is doing amazingly. So I think at the end of the day, and when I say amazingly, I think Nintendo stock is down. I think I heard this the other day, but I expected that has to do with console sales, because I don't think the Switch 2 is doing great. And I expect that has to do with basically the RAM and chip shortages that we've kind of had happen, as it does sound like they're going to be increasing price and such. So That I think is the major impact on their financial performance at the moment. But I think if you look at their games and their IPs and how they've taken care of them, they're still largely doing good. And I think, Sony's kind of looking at these two scenarios and they're saying, well, Nintendo is doing better because they're not putting stuff on PC and they're keeping all their exclusivity. And I think they see that and they want that as well, as opposed to the Xbox approach of being more generous, which is unfortunately killing Xbox. I definitely have been a person that has been against Xbox for a lot of things lately because Xbox has done a ton of lying to the consumer and trying to make claims that they absolutely wouldn't do something and then to only, in less than 6 months reverse around and do just the thing that they said that they wouldn't do. So that's where, to me, they deserve all the flack that they get for that. But they definitely deserve at least some credit for being the person to say, look, exclusivity is just a pain in the butt. Play it on whatever system and console you want to play it on. And, we're just going to bring all of our catalog to PC. I actually do appreciate that. It definitely made it so I did not have to buy an Xbox. And you might be thinking, well, of course, that's to your benefit. And therefore, Xbox is screwed because of that. However, honestly, I probably just would have foregone several games and not bought an Xbox anyways. This last PlayStation that I bought may actually be the singular last PlayStation that I do buy because, frankly speaking, the consoles just have not had the exclusives in general anyways to actually warrant me purchasing them. I have not purchased the Switch 2 either. And I'm somebody that over the years has historically gotten just about every single console. So the fact that I'm stopping buying consoles tells me that there is not the value there anymore. At least that's my own personal opinion, is that I don't see the return there of hey, I've bought the console, now I'm going to play several games. Instead, with the recent console generations, it's been I've bought the console, I maybe purchase a handful of games on them, and the vast majority I play on PC because that's where I stream, that's where I prefer, that's where I find I can, play most with my friends. So to me, it just feels like consoles are kind of struggling because of these factors, and I can easily see that Sony is kind of looking at the waters and saying, this is the path that we need to take. Because the current trend, the current is headed in that direction. So I do find it interesting. However, I don't think it's going to work for Sony because, unfortunately, a lot of Sony's IPs at this point have been relatively squandered. So I think this one's just really going to not work. But it was at least interesting to hear that they are formalizing that one. Hello, Katana. How's it going? Darty, thank you for the 84. Holy crap, that's a lot. Yeah, can we get some love for Darty? Steam Machine's going to replace it for me. Yeah, I think they're going to try to go back to being exclusives because I think they know that in not doing that, in allowing everything to come to PC, the people are just not going to buy a PlayStation anymore, and I think they're worried about that. Plus, you have recent announcements from the like of Capcom and other and Square Enix where they're just kind of not going to be exclusive to Sony anymore. So Sony has to tightly grip the few exclusives it has left because these other companies are realizing hey, there's just so much more of a bigger marketplace on PC. Why the heck would we not build and market our game to PC? The fact that we don't means that we are losing out. And I think these actual publishers are beginning to realize that. And it's been interesting, too, because we definitely see at least a growing trend in self-publishing happening now. I was seeing that I think both Pearl Abyss and Shift Up are trying to move towards that that self-publishing angle because I think they're just tired of having to go through Sony, Microsoft, and you name it, because they just realize that not only are these other companies taking a cut, but they really just don't do very much. And it ultimately boils down to the product that they put in front of the consumer and whether or not that's good. So they kind of trust that if they have the brand recognition, if they're already out there and people acknowledge them as a good and major studio, that really they should just be self-publishing and not giving the other publishers a cut of the pie, because it's just kind of costing them on their bottom line, and it's forcing them to have to do things that they don't want to do. I know for a fact Shift Up said that they were not going to censor Stellar Blade, and then they ended up having to because of some hullabaloo with Sony. And I think that pissed off the Stellar Blade developers and made them not want to continue that relationship. And I don't blame them, because it's like, let's say you have a business relationship with somebody and then you find out that like they tell you you're going to have complete autonomy, you're going to be able to do whatever you want, and then they end up telling you like, no, in fact, that's not a thing. It's like, you can't work from home even though we agreed to let you. You now have to come into the office, right? That's going to be a problem. That's naturally going to piss you off, and it's not going to make you exactly want to work for them. So I think when you look at it under that lens, you start to realize, like, yeah, I think these other companies out there, these other studios, are just getting tired and exhausted of the demands of the higher ups saying that this is how they have to make their game, when they just want to make the game that they envisioned. I switch back to consoles. Games are going more cross-platform for multiplayer. And that's a good point. Again, I think the idea is that as gaming trends more towards play on the device that you want to play, you will see people go back and forth, and you will see people kind of play on the device of their choosing. It's only when we have these restrictions that instead you kind of can't. And that's what Sony is hoping to achieve, is they're hoping to kind of get people to be forced to purchase their console. However, again, the alternative is when your console's really expensive and you're not producing that many games that actually force us to get the console, people are going to say, you know, is buying your console worth it for one or two games? And they're going to say no in the vast majority of cases. It's very rare that there is a game that is good enough it's going to ship an entire console. I think obviously the one coming up this year that everyone has in their mind is going to be Grand Theft Auto. We will definitely have to see how that one goes. I also think as PC parts keep climbing in price, it's going to push more people to consoles. Well, that is the initial reaction that I've seen some people state. The problem that I think that's going to occur is that as PC is affected by like RAM shortages and stuff, so too is consoles. And that's why like the Switch 2 is increasing its price. That's why you're hearing Sony and Microsoft are delaying their next gen consoles for like another couple of years. It's because they too are also affected by that. Again, consoles nowadays are fundamentally just PCs. They're just a canned like single setup PC that they are hoping that at least kind of compete with the PC market. So naturally, if there's any sort of shortage, it's still going to affect all of them, and you're going to have price increases and delays and such, and it's just going to be a problem. So while, yeah, I could see in the short term people switching over to console, I don't think in the long term it's really going to have a substantive difference. At least some of the rumors is that we might see a much more modular setup. That's what Microsoft tried to do with their like more recent generations. That's why they have the Series S and the Series X. The problem with a modular setup is the same problem as developing something for PC. If the developer doesn't know what you have, it causes problems. So I know they talked about the Series S and the Series X that, and I don't remember which one's the lesser of the two. I think it's the Series S, but I may be wrong. But they basically said that, hold on, why did that fail to kill? And that's the first time that that's failed to kill in it. I think it's I didn't pop his second skill. But basically, oh shit, what was my point? Where was I going? Yeah, what was the last thing I said before why didn't it kill? Yeah, that's what we were talking about, guitarist. The modular setup, right? Yeah. Sorry. So it's like it's the same problem of when you end up like developing something for PC. The problem is that you have to test it on so many different things, and it's the same problem is going to happen when you have a modular setup. It's just going to increase the variables, and that's one of the advantages of developing for consoles, that there are not a lot of variables. So it's not something that the developer will like. Plus the fact that we've seen complaints lately about the lesser of the two Xboxes just being annoying to actually develop for, because it can't handle the load that developers want to put on their games. And so therein lies the problem, as developers don't want to develop for the low end of consoles, because they can't push the graphics, they can't push the capabilities of the console as far. And so that results in problems like you saw with, like, say, Cyberpunk, where it was developed for both the current gen and the last generation of consoles, where there's enough of a disparity that they say, like, hey, you know, we're still going to ship it, but here you go. The final product ends up being just garbage and doesn't perform well and causes all sorts of issues. I think developers are very wary of that nowadays, and they're trying to avoid it if at all possible. So you hear grumbling from them about having to fit their stuff onto the older consoles. Sorry, onto the lesser of the consoles. They've at least confirmed that that will not be the case for right now, JC, but I kind of have agreed that that is something that I could easily see them doing, so we'll just have to wait and see. It's funny that I don't 3-turn this, but I also just kind of don't care. Steam is going to come to Xbox. So Xbox, which is owned by Microsoft anyways, wants more PCs like console. The problem is, and I know this is going to be an issue for them, that if Steam comes to Microsoft, it just means that Microsoft's going to have to give Steam their cut. That's the only way Steam would agree to come to Microsoft anyways. Which is going to make Valve very, very rich. Hello, Shadow. DZ, thank you for the 62, bud. How's it going? How have you been, my dude? I personally think the console market will stabilize faster than the PC market from the AI stuff. I don't know what you're saying by that. Like, what do you mean by AI stuff? Could be a very hot take. Graphics can only get so good. I generally don't see a reason to push graphics nowadays even further. Not trying to defend forcing devs to develop for low-end systems. No, I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that, especially those of us that have been around for a long time. I think we just kind of know that, like, graphics are kind of reaching a plateau, so to speak, and it's because, like, there's not a whole lot, like, visually the human eye basically has its limitations. So even though we can perceive things to higher levels, it's sort of like the cost benefit analysis that has to get done there. It's like, sure, you can do that, but you know, how much effort is required to push graphics beyond their current state versus how much is the reward, the payoff for doing so. And I just really don't think the payoff is there for increasing them beyond, say, like a certain level. Especially when, like, as we all know, like, art style and aesthetic choice seems to matter far more to gamers. It's why gamers will go back and play something like Minecraft or like original like Super Mario Brothers, as opposed to like sitting there and playing like some modern slop that basically it's like, oh well, the graphics are really good, but we either just don't like what the game is forcing us to play, or we just don't appreciate the actual like whatchamacallit, the actual like aesthetics of it. Gonna card there just to get the Buster card. Haven't started the event yet? Yeah, it's all good. Microsoft to kill, like they kill their own operating system. No, because Steam operates off of it. So we're not saying that Steam's going to be owned by Microsoft. We're saying Microsoft has made the claim that Steam will be on Xbox soon. In other words, they've reached a deal with Steam to host Steam on Xbox, which means that it's just going to be a marketplace on the Xbox, and that basically you'll be able to play your Steam games through Xbox. The problem then will be that, of course, that's like you're going to have to pay Steam a cut. The eye can only perceive 24 FPS anyways. True. AI is buying up all PC parts. Okay, yeah. I think consoles, because of easier access to supply, will be able to stabilize their prices faster than PC, which is pulling towards all of the AI slop companies. The problem with that is that one of the major manufacturers, for instance, is Microsoft. So Microsoft is, well, it does have easier access. It's not going to funnel them towards Xbox. It's going to funnel them continuously towards AI. So that in and of itself is a conflict. I think if you look at like Sony and Nintendo, yeah, there's maybe something there. The problem that you have is that I think a lot of these companies are still going to be outshined by the likes of Nvidia, who is the foremost producer of a lot of like GPUs and other things. And Nvidia is one of the world's biggest companies at this point. So it's like, I don't necessarily see that the consoles will somehow have like power that outpaces the actual PC companies in the end. The chat consists of Pokemon characters. That sounds great, Cody. My only problem with that is if only like the people writing such a fan fiction actually watch Twitch. I say it, and again, I love FGO, but it's like it's pretty clear to me that the vast majority of the FGO community does not watch Twitch, and that's, I think, just a sad state of affairs. I'd play many new games, but I feel like most modern games don't have much better visual fidelity than the last generation. They don't. They kind of have. I feel like PS4 to PS5. What is it? Xbox One to the series versions. I don't feel like that was a major jump in graphical fidelity. If anything, it's more like processing power that jumped, and I feel like that too will kind of reach a point where it's like, do you really need more? Dragon Age Origins I go back to all the time. Oh yeah. Yeah, Dragon Age is great. And streams the assets and does it without internet. The reason nobody's talking about it, JC, is because that's the exact thing that Microsoft's been trying to do. It's called cloud gaming, and nobody cares for it because it requires a constant like internet connection. And yeah, I see like, oh, you can do it without internet. How? It's got to have an internet connection to be able to stream it. So I just don't believe that when people say that sort of thing. It's going to be a shitload cut from Steam to Microsoft, yeah. More to emulation consoles? Yeah, I think that's just companies trying to tap into their old libraries and trying to make more money off of them. Why wouldn't you just buy the games from the Xbox store at that point? While I hear that, the issue is that players have a very big Steam library, and therefore they usually prefer to consolidate all of their stuff into one library. And so I think they're just trying to, like, Microsoft themselves is trying to get their cut. They're trying to say nobody wants to purchase stuff through us. Everybody built their digital library elsewhere. So we may as well try to facilitate them purchasing things on our platform, even if it's not our marketplace. if that makes any sense. He's well known in the Pokemon world. He's had up to 100,000 people watching at once. I don't know what that means. Is that person writing fan fiction for FGO? They're now requiring all operating systems to have age verification. California's going to kill themselves. I keep saying that they're literally going to like legalize themselves out of like any actual like capability in terms of their populace. I think everyone's just going to either tear the government down or move away. Because I think it gets to a point where people are like, this is just insufferable. It's like you can't move without like some sort of legal constraint. Don't think the Steam users are buying an Xbox to play games. We can say stuff like that, but there's obviously going to be people that have both Steam and an Xbox. It just that naturally is a thing. California is one of the states of all time. Yes, it is. Why is California doing this? I don't know. They always say that it's under the guise to like protect children, but yeah, I don't necessarily trust that that is the case. I'm gonna have to do that. That and hope that I get enough here. I mean, I have an Xbox, but I hardly touch it and only have it because it was free. Yeah. I hear already some companies are pulling out of there. I've definitely noticed that there has been a ton of migration from California to Texas, both in population and companies. And same thing, there's a ton of shifting from New York to Florida now. And it's because it's like the laws are just better in both of these places that are more conducive to like basically liberty and taxation. And so those two things are naturally like personal liberties and taxation are naturally going to get people to change their location. If you're saying, wait, I'm not going to get income tax if I go to this place, that's going to be a huge factor when considering like where to move for a job, let alone, hey, maybe the cost of living in my state is rising too much now. Like, why the heck would I keep going back? Like, why would I stay there? So I think that's where that sort of thing naturally becomes an issue. Yeah, a lot of it's they just want your data. They want to get your data and they want to be able to sell it because I think there's two major revenue streams in the 21st century when it comes to like digital entertainment. And it's not like ticket sales or anything like that. It's literally advertising and data sale. Or data harvesting, if you want to look at it like that. And then selling all of this this info to third parties and such. It's like that's how people are making their monies. That's why you see like so many of these companies nowadays are desperately trying to like up their like subscription revenue and such. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into the politics of like who's running the states and such. I look at like the logic there is like, why are people making the move? That's why. Like if you throw out all politics and you just say like, okay, state A has income tax, state B does not have income tax, that right there is going to make people change their mind, right? Same thing with like, you can or can't do this thing in this state, but you can do it in the other. Or you again like with the age verification thing, it's like, oh, in order to sign up for something in this state, it requires you to verify who you are and give your age and all that stuff, and if you do it in this other state, it doesn't require any of that. Those are going to be factors, right? That's going to make people move, and that's why I say that is simply, it has nothing to do with actual politics in that regard. That's just people having a choice between two different things and saying, well, option A is the better for me as opposed to option B. How does the operating stuff work with online downloads? I have no idea. It's funny how many fellow ex-New Yorkers I run into. Yeah, I forgot you're in Florida, aren't you, Digi? Basically, the patent is the core game is on the disk or game, but the assets are streamed, which eliminates the frame rate lag that cloud gaming has. Graphical fidelity can be sacrificed a bit by doing that. I just don't understand how the core assets are on the device if it's only 100 megabytes. Right? Like, you're not even at a gig at that point. This is a drop in the bucket for most games. So how is it that you fit the core in that? And it's got to be like it's super compressed. And I just don't understand how that's a thing. Unless, like, it's 100 megabytes to get it onto your device and then it uncompresses. Like that's the only thing I'm trying to think of. Is like from there it like unpacks itself and then it's bigger. It can be as small as 100 megabytes. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. To me, that all sounds interesting, but same deal. It's like, I just don't see how that's going to be possible without that streaming connection, without that internet. And the always online requirement is what's doomed so many games in the past. It's what, like, and it's pretty easy to logic why. Okay, let's say, chat, you live out in, like, the boonies in, like, Montana, and you're playing video games. You can still play them. Maybe you have a great computer, but maybe your internet connection is shit. Maybe you have, like, satellite internet, or sorry, not satellite, or you have like some sort of like weird ass like dial-up connection. It's like you're not gonna enjoy anything cloud-based. It's going to just ruin your experience. So it's like that's where people are gonna favor downloading over streaming in every single instance. And yeah, it's like until the infrastructure of the world gets better, I can see that being a major issue. Plus, in general, like even if you're somebody that just like lives in a major city, you still have like internet and power outages and stuff that'll affect you. So it's like I don't see that sort of thing being something that anybody wants to go to. Not until it becomes so much of a cost savings and so much of a like the service provided and the savings provided basically vastly outweigh the benefit of owning the device yourself. Right? Because I think whenever you look at any of these things, it always comes down to the service issue. It's like, if the service is good, people will do it. If the service is not good, people will not do it. Like, look no further than like all these like paid subscription model things like PS Plus and Ubisoft Plus and like what's the Xbox Game Pass. It's like, oh hey, please pay us money every month, and people just don't fucking do it. Doesn't matter how many like free things they put on there. People don't actually end up paying it because obviously for some people, for a small amount of people, it's like it works and they do. But then for the vast majority of people, they look at that and they just go like, no, like you're just trying to milk me. And they realize that it's just a persistent revenue thing. And they understand that the service being provided is not actually that good. Plus, then they sit there, they harvest your data, they advertise the crap out of you, and you're sitting there and you're just like, what the hell? I just don't want to do that. Plus, then I'm not gonna actually end up getting a like whatchamacallit. Yeah, let me see, because Prophet just said Requiem got an update. Yep, there it is. I just see it. Starting it. Okay. Again, I think it's like people just look at that, they realize they're being milked, and they say like it's not worth it. So I think the same thing will happen if they're going to try to like have this like streaming service to your game. Naturally, they're going to charge for it. They're not going to provide that service for free. So people are going to say like, well, sure, but no, I'm not doing that. Oh no, it's all good. Feel free to tag me. It doesn't bother me. I live urban life. I don't want to deal with Starbucks internet for a single player game. Right, exactly. I finally started picking up Excel Link. Nice. Let me know what you think. The visual assets are streamed, meaning you press X. There's no lag or latency between your input to the character. Well, it's not that there's no lag or latency. It's that the lag and latency is so minimal that it's not going to impact most people, is my understanding of it, right? Because actually, truly having no lag or latency is not true. Like there will be naturally. I think next gen priority has to be file size reduction. I think we'll start to see that. Generally, the trend is you get new tech that's really expensive, and then it slowly moves down the line towards old, less expensive. And sorry, let me say this: big and small. This is the trend of almost all technology. So when technology first comes out, it is really clunky and large. It is a shit ton of money, and it's brand spanking new. And then over time, it becomes smaller, costs less, and becomes older. And that's always the trend that we see. So I think with like new advancements, you naturally are going to see like size reductions. You're going to see cost eventually come down as production reaches demand. But I think like obviously right now we have the AI boom that is causing issues with that sort of thing. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to hit. Just wanted to hit receive all. Weekly is done. Chat, I do have the CQ. Let's take a look at this. Don't believe me, just watch. Just looks like it's a servant gauntlet. Hmm. Charlie's the unit that has the most bonus here, but I really don't want to use him. Kakaru has no damage bonus. Actually, none of the units I would want to use have any damage bonus, so we're going to go ahead and switch. I'm going to switch back to Ibuki. I'm going to switch this basically to Sweet Crystal. And we're going to switch you for you. We're just going to try to invincible comp this. Yeah, I mean, even with like hardware, right? There is still technically like input lag and latency. It's just it's so minimal because it's a direct connection, but it still does exist. It's for JP, Cody. Stardew had its 10th Annie recently. Yeah, it's kind of wild to me that it's 10 years old, but I think we're reaching that point where several of these games, thanks to Steam and sort of like the ability to like have online content updates, we've seen games that have lasted like 20 years now, which is just insane to me. Okay. Gonna go ahead and let it rip here, basically, for the initial MP. I actually probably should have targeted Charlie, but whatever. I get the feeling she will at least kill the first bar here. She didn't. That's unfortunate. I should have targeted Charlie, but it shouldn't matter in the grand scheme of things because those cards wouldn't have finished it off. Okay, so DQ has guts. I hope that 400 doesn't cause problems. Yes, same. I don't believe How has Invuln Pierce. Right, chat? I'm not insane. Yeah, she does not. Okay. I was like, hold on. So we'll go ahead and do that. Man, I'm just not getting the Castoria, NP stuff. Hmm. I just don't trust them not to pull that crap, so just gonna keep prioritizing Charlie because Charlie does an AoE NP. He's gonna be the problem as opposed to the two single targets in the front line here. I just did Jubble Castoria because lazy. Yeah, and that, it might work, right? It's just one of those deals of, I kind of have realized, like, oh, hey, I need to maybe have some actual sustain here. Comes to space and comebacks and MS dark magic stuff, despite being an engineer. Guy's doing more or less the same comp as me for the CQ. I didn't really want to have to think. That's why, like, sometimes you'll see me just load up, like, Invuln Pierce is like, then I know if there's an Invuln mechanic or a dodge mechanic, I'm just not gonna have to care. Maybe gonna be the one that saves me. Normally I would go ahead and send Ibuki here, but given the fact that I know that Ibuki's just not going to deal a whole lot of damage, we're going to just prioritize getting Castoria back to another NP real fast. Okay, there goes Charlie. Huh. So she swapped out with a full bar. That could get annoying. Because I have no idea when she'll come back. Technically, DQ can actually charge Charlie, but Charlie is the problem here. Is that bones in the day they take it this month? Yeah. I think all that matters with FGO is if you're having fun with using the character you want to use. 100%. And I've tried to tell people that over the years because people, I think, put way too much stock into like, oh, like this, like, basically it's like so and so did this challenge run with like this unit. I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. It never has, and that's been the thing. Especially, this is why I've always been a proponent of like the game having strong units to a degree. Is that who's to say that we can't just have fun and enjoy the game? I don't think there's a problem with that. Cad, thoughts on this event story? I like it. It's definitely, I mean, it's a Cadillo Boys event, right? Like, I don't expect a whole lot out of it. So far, because of that, I think I'm enjoying it. Well, enjoyed it, I guess you could say. Need an event where Charlie interacts with Richard? Yeah, that'd actually be cool. Heck, we need an event where Richard interacts with Artoria. Hey, what's up, Zach? Hmm. Can't stop Astolfo there. But I can try to kill DQ. Okay, so he's involved in this turn anyways. Astolfo is got a one-time... No, sorry, 3 times dodge. I forgot it's that. He's got one more guts with 9 turns left. Let's stack wipe. I feel like DQ has some pretty fun moments in the stories where he's dominant. DQ is just a fun character. Like, I'm actually surprised that it took them as long as it did to add him to the game, in the sense that he is clearly a great, like, fantasy character in general. Oh, like, hope you haven't heard the song in years? Yeah. It is in the playlist, because someone requested it a while back, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't heard it in years. In P-Sealed, yuck. That is not what I wanted to see. That's really not what I wanted to see. Fuck. I forgot about that. We are literally just gonna have to Castoria this one. That should cleanse their NP seals. Feels old man. Thank you, Khalil. How's it going for you today? We're just doing the CQ on an A. Ah! Damn them! The freaking MP seal is just evil. And I have no Castoria cards. Fuck. Hmm. Yeah, I think we just keep going with that for now. Obviously, Ibuki's gonna hit harder, but I think I just want the looped in P. Cal, thank you for the 24. Appreciate it. Jack, get some love for the 2 years. I'm doing pretty good. Castoria should get to the NP on her own, so we're just gonna focus Roland before he wombos me. Okay, there we go. So she should be the only one remaining. Now it's just an attrition test against a foreigner. There's no point in attacking with anyone else this turn anyways. Okay, we get the bar break, even though it does jack shit for damage. But this should get wrapped up fairly quick. This is definitely not a min turn by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, she's debuff immune and has defense now. The defense is going to be a little bit annoying since Ibuki already wasn't effective to begin with. With Cuckoo, it was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, foreigner on foreigner effectiveness is definitely going to be a thing. User? I mean, we're already neck deep and we've pretty much got this in the bag. Barring some sort of terrible, horrific circumstance. Burn on Castoria is unwelcome, but at least it wasn't on Lady Avalon. I can't really complain. Hey. Oh, that's right. This isn't my Castoria that's in. No one. We'll do it again. How faithful was Reyes anime to the manga? I have no idea. Yeah. One turn from getting a lot of charge here. And I think that's what we'll do. Shame that won't kill. Oh, it did! Just barely! By the last hit! Holy hell. I'll take it. Honestly, very easy CQ. Only thing I really had to watch out for was that NP seal from Roland, and once I realized that was going to be a problem, I just had to murder hobo him as fast as possible. So yeah, that was definitely not a CQ that I would consider to be tough. Especially because it's not like I took an optimized comp by any stretch of the imagination. I just took a Swiss Army knife basically to the fight, and it worked. So you definitely could get a much more optimized solution for something like that. But yeah, my honest to God feeling is that that's a very easy CQ overall. Okay, chat. With that, we are basically done with FGO for now. We're gonna switch gears to Requiem. For those of you guys that don't like Requiem or, again, just don't want the spoilers, feel free to lurk or, catch me tomorrow. I'm thinking about, like, mixing it up tomorrow, but basically you guys have me this entire week. I'm going to be streaming, like, every day, basically, since girlfriend is out of town. She's down in Panama for a wedding. So basically I have a little bit of free and extra time to stream with you guys. Yep. Gonna lurk. No problem. Bonus. I gotta figure out how to get my big chungus in the hallway there. There's gotta be a way. It's going pretty good for me. Oh, you're talking to Katana. Never mind. Okay, so we just had Victor come in here and, like, try to murder her. And we have 3 shots. Ah! I got through. That... What? No! Hmm. Okay. Mandated break, obviously. I mean, you won't find me complaining. Huh. Okay, so it will mark it on the map. November 2004, my master's research has come to fruition, and that child, she must be the final piece of the puzzle. I need to get my hands on the child's data. I'm sure this will bring me closer to his vision. Organization was able to get me the child's medical records. It was lacking in certain areas, but did have her genetic information. I can use this. An empty injector. Okay, I'm in the green now. Okay. Let's analyze. So minimum is 4 steps to activate all my almonds. So I assume that when I activate one, it's going to deactivate everything else. Yep. Got it. Steroids and stabilizers. Wait. Huh? Effects are permanent. What is that? The empty thing is what it requires? I definitely... Okay. I'm really surprised the game's being very docile right now. I don't know why they just talk. Kind of creepy. Because I feel like the zombies in the past... Well, no, that's not true. They definitely were talking in 4. Yeah, they've been talking. Okay, we're gonna store that, because it's just fucking useless. Definitely want to take out all my antique coins. Wait, the notebook is an actual... Okay. Roll Astolfo, 3rd copy. Nice. I wish that the blood collector didn't actually take up slots in my inventory, but I kind of get it. Yeah, I need to go to the parlor. Huh. So I don't know what to do about him, since I only have 3 bullets. I had not counted on there being an enemy in this room. And this is the thing I hate about Grace, is I literally just can't deal with some enemies. Nice of him to wait, yeah. Hit them with the hemo? Wait, what do you mean, the hemo? Oh, like the big chef dude? Yeah, but what are you guys talking about killing with that? I hate how she just like constantly breathes. It's literally like they put it in as a horror mechanic, and I'm like, please stop. I'm looking for Luke Clark. I only have 2 more coins. I can't do anything with that at the moment. Hmm. Transfusion bag. I can definitely go get some of that. I should probably try to get to the fitting room, but I still need scrap to be able to craft anything. The only scrap I know of is over there. Oh, it's an actual item. That's kind of annoying, but I guess. Can I hemo this guy? I assume no. 30 right, 10 left, 50 right. Right. Does it have to be precise? I guess it does. Yeah, and there's clearly like the organ box thing that they talked about, but I haven't seen what that is. Rare metal? Huh. And enemies don't respawn, right, chat? Already infected blood there. I could do something right now that would help me. It's fine. I don't feel like I'm struggling right now. Like, my only issue is ammo, and I'm not that worried about it. I just can't fight stuff at the moment. Okay, I think I'm gonna go try to get the blood from this room. And that's pretty much everything from this side that I can currently access. I guess there's blood in that room, but whatevs. We'll go back over to the other side. Nico, thank you for the 21 months. Appreciate it. Time flies when you're having fun, indeed. Okay. We'll save. I'm gonna go take the coins. I think that's the first time I've seen him come in this room. I just assumed he couldn't. Got him dead at least. Have no ammo, but kind of worth. Took no damage in the process. Okay, now we definitely need to come back over to the left side. Although... keep big amount of blood. Go to the fitting room, and then I could probably get rid of my tier 1 thing for now. This is the only problem. I do have to wait for this, buddy to pass. Missed me with that shit. This door is warped and won't open. Okay, that definitely helps. Was that what you were trying to tell me to do, Ash? Nope. Okay. That's fine. I'm gonna keep exploring. My problem is I'm trying to figure out like what do I use the piece of scrap on? Because I only have one more thing of scrap, and it's like, do I use it on an injector and kill the patrolling dude in the other wing, where it's not really a problem and there's nothing else really left to explore and get? Or do I continue to explore on this side, but at the risk of like just really not having anything? Huh. Hmm. I can't tell if she's like stalking me or doesn't know where I am. So clearly I gotta get like a crowbar or something. I don't think I can go through that, but oh no. The fact that it shows that I haven't touched it means that like I definitely haven't explored this room all the way. Okay. At least I got a hunting knife. I don't have another lockpick. But I can use this to craft scrap. Okay. Aha! Okay, I definitely needed another lockpick. I've now used all the tier 1 keys that I know of. So I think we store that. I have the pantry key. I have a lockpick. I have a single one of those. There's nothing I can do. A wrench, a tool used for turning hexagonal shaped nuts and bolts. Sinks of oil. I wonder if I can use that on the whatchamacallit. The broken wheel. Okay, this is the garage. Surely they wouldn't put anything big and bad and evil in a garage, right? Also, wouldn't you be able to, like, leave through the garage? Recording organs heavy with ready-to-go samples. You're gonna give me something to fight, aren't you, game? You brought me all the way to the end of the garage. You gave me a key item, and you gave me ammo.
What the fuck?
Okay. I didn't even think about shooting him. I don't know why. Like, my brain was like, wait, could I have escaped under it when he, like, got, like, really high up there? Nah, just shoot him. I mean, at least they gave me ammo. 9 shots, which makes me think that it takes specifically 9 shots.
Give me a fucking break.
I like how I wasted him super fast that time. And then, like, the game had to prompt me. So you're not actually gonna be dead, are you?
Oh, fuck.
I do like how I correctly called it, though, and then still died to it. Okay. Start back at the top with the saves. I can still go up from here. Man, they're just giving me much ammo. Aha. An analyzer. I don't know how that... Bro, please die. Oh my god. No, you know what? Just kill me. Just kill me. Because, like, I've wasted so much ammo. Extremely sensitive to sound and will fly into a rage when they hear sound noises. But since they will attack the source of the sound indiscriminately, they may even attack other infected. Yeah, then, why didn't you do that since there was another infected with you? Bro, what was that sound? Like, there's clearly another, like...
Shut up!
Attack another zombie in the hospital wards. Yeah, I mean, since I knew he took a lot of shots, that was just a throw everything you've got at him and laugh scenario. Oh, there's an empty injector in there. Well. I want to know what that sound is. There's clearly, like, some other fucking thing. The pantry key. That's for there. Actual trolls. Actual trolls. Oh my, bro. Damn. Pretty sure that's the one I want. Okay, so... Bro! What is this fucking movement pattern? Okay, so these things are not worth fighting. At least, like, not right now. He's clearly a turned zombie. I'm just gonna let him kill me. I love how, like, then when you actually want the enemy to kill you, it just doesn't. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just not dealing with you. So is he worth using the injector on? I'm gonna cut you, SA. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I don't want to waste my, Yeah, I lost my knife. Huh.
Oh God, what?
Bro, fuck you. The prompt was there. Don't give me the prompt game if it's not actually doable. No blood left over from that one. Clearly something behind this door, too. Works by just holding it, increases knife power and durability. Yeah, but then I have to fucking hold it. Hmm. I think the only thing I kind of hate is that like stuff like keys and everything are like actual inventory. Okay. I technically haven't gone in the kitchenette, so let's do that. Just to quote-unquote explore the room. Damn it. Yeah, is there a maximum amount of, like, stabilizers I can use? Huh. So I take it I have to inject him to stop, like, these zombies from turning. Otherwise, I'm later gonna have to fight them. And that's kind of fucking annoying, honestly. I think I'm gonna inject her. Okay. Right. I was like, wait, wasn't there something else I wanted to do here? Yeah, take the rest of the blood. The scrap? No, scrap does not stack. Okay, that's actually kind of annoying. Fuck. Come on, man. Another safe, but I don't think I have another one, so unless... $30, $10, $50. You can try it again, but I doubt it. Yeah. The different one. Aha! La pistola! Is this better than what I'm currently using?
Wait, this is mine.
How do I equip it? That must have been what Ash wanted me to get. Game, you can't unload the shittier one, can't I? I'm not sure how to feel about how quiet it is now. It's just so quiet. Well, that worked. Wait. What's up, Itachi? I am enjoying RE9 now. Gotten some upgrades. We've gotten out of the, like, original annoying part. Okay, she's still just reading her braille. I can go get the ammo. I think that's what I'll do. Hey, what's up, Kaze? Thank you for the raid, bud. How was your stream? Okay, that's where I exploded the dude. Gonna keep crafting them injectors. Also because I think, yeah, so they stack, so that actually helps consolidate stuff. I'll still have to come back here one more time whenever I get the, whenever I get the, like, crowbar or whatever it is. I was just coloring some art, realized I haven't rated in a while. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope your art piece is going along smooth. Let's take the wrench back out. I'm doing a lot of backtracking, but I'm trying to be methodical a little bit. Rules. Got our blood. I'm full on blood. I don't have any more scrap. Oh, fuck you! I like how it, like, did not detect me, and yet that still is gonna count for it. I knew that was gonna happen too. And why? Because I had this. Oh, fuck me sideways. Artificial heart, huh? Oh, oh, double shit. Triple shit. So something's gonna ambush me now. I'll try not. Not to wake any Spurglords up. At least not until I can see. Okay. Functions as a heart when implanted in a body. So that's gotta go in the organ. Really know where that goes. My last remaining simple lock's on the other side of the kitchen. More rare metal. I still don't have the safe combo. I guess let's just go back to the central hall and we're gonna have to go fuck with the organless corpse. Fastest route is down this hall. I really hate the fact that that guy can spawn right there. Because I know that's what's going to happen, is they're going to, like... I don't know if it'll be random, but they're going to mutate. And this is going to keep being a thing. Let's double check on the girl. Ain't doing nothing. 5 and 2 go down. Everything else is up. Rotate it left. Switch thing to the middle. 5 and 2 go down. Everything else goes up. Rotate back down. Okay, so I get that. Can I examine the box?
Of course it gets up.
You still got me. There's a quick turn, by the way. What?
I got this.
Down O? I'm on controller. Hey, Bozo. I like how, like, I'm not even in the hallway. He's just spawned there making noise and being a general nuisance. Is there any other level 2s, or is it only that place? You scared now, Cad? Not really. Circle? Oh. It does. So did I just see something there? You have to be backpedaling and hit circle, and it'll quick turn you. That's interesting. Well, thank you for that. Now I know. And knowing is half the battle. The other half is extreme violence. Getting a tad light on resources. I still don't know what that is supposed to be. It's like, oh, you can inspect that. I'm like, okay. Cool. Clearly still a lot of blood. I don't have the coins to buy my upgrade. I'm literally just looking to see. Number of cases where corpses infected with the mutated T virus strain have exhibited rapid tissue degeneration. Sorry, rapid tissue regeneration and sudden violent behavior. Analysis of the enlarged tumor that formed on the heads of these patients revealed a sudden change in red blood cell patterns consistent with the pattern found in urine tests. This additional mutation is considered a side effect of the mutated T virus strain. We have named those with double mutation symptoms blister heads. In rare cases, the tumor was observed to spread from the head across the entire body. Great. If the abscesses covering these individuals burst, fluids they expel will induce double mutation in nearby infected. Okay. Hemolytic poison has proven effective at preventing double mutation, otherwise the head must be completely destroyed. Well, thanks for telling me what I, by this point, almost had to have already known. As per the doctor's orders from today, I will take part in monitoring the progress of Subject 171. She's emotionless and unsettling. The assignment fills me with unease. Subject 171 is blind and requires a lot of assistance. I felt sorry for her and tried to offer some comfort by stroking her hair, but as always received no reaction. Such an unnerving child. I just want to go home and shower. So is the child going to end up being like a clone of Grace? For some reason, the security manager joined me today. He asked Subject 171 2 or 3 questions about blood, but of course, a child wouldn't know how to respond. What a strange man. Motherfucker. Star Moon?
This must be it.
Star, Moon, Sun. Hey, can I steal his, like... Can I steal his key card? Like, come on, game! That is a tier 3 key card right there. Let me have it. Okay, so there's clearly twins. But yeah, so I assume they're like clones of Grace. And it was like Victor trying to dupe the genetic material. Oh. Fuck.
I can't tell which button's which. Braille. These girls, they look just like... You're the one that locked her up. I'm gonna borrow this.
Or are you?
I bet she can read that.
So now I have the tier 3. Alright, so the game was not as bad as I thought it would be. Wait, I lost a tier 2, but I gained a tier 3. Does that just mean the tier 3 opens everything less than it? Grants clearance for all levels. Yes, sweet. Thank God. So that means I only ever have to carry this around for now. I also like how I can clearly hear them now, waking up. Okay. Fucking hate that. So, where do I need to go? Realistically, I need just out of here. So, the straightest route is left and then through the waiting room. But... kind of had to do that. It was either that or fight everything in the room. I really didn't want to, but that'll stop him from turning later. Chat, why do I feel like it's bait to open this? Yeah, I did, Sparty.
Do you mind if I come in?
I don't mind.
So, sorry. I'm with the police.
Police?
Yes. I'd like you to come with me.
Why?
I'm Grace. What's your name?
Emily?
Emily. You like reading?
Yeah.
Do you think you could read something for me? Please, I really need your help.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll take you there.
I have to escort a child there?
There are steps. How about I carry you?
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
What do you want me to read?
There's some buttons with Braille on them. Can you read them and then push the buttons in this order? Star, star, moon, sun.
Sure.
Thanks. Thank you.
Fuck me. Yeah, I'm still fine, so.
I have to keep it together.
Oh, I can't sneak while I have her. It either doesn't know I'm here.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Okay, at that point you just know the game positioned all that stuff. And you're like, okay. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna need you to
Sit. I'll be right back.
to sit there. Is there like... Okay, so there's nothing... I can't take it. Hmm. He spawns. Actually spawns. Did you guys notice how there was no noise, no movement, and then suddenly he's here? Asshole. He has the icon.
Shit. Was that not enough?
I'm gonna have to get more. I gotta get to the restroom. I'm just worried, like, the bitch that's in the restroom is gonna repop. I do wonder what the game logic is on this, though. Like, if there is a finite limit to how many of them can respawn. Okay, so her head's gone. So I assume she can't respawn. I do find it interesting, though, because then why is the body still there unless there's yet another mechanic that's going to happen? So now then, chat, surely 2 is enough, right? Like, I'm not going to be wasting this when I inject a second one into this dude's fat ass. Yeah, how many shots to the ass does it take to kill this dude? He didn't kill me? I'm honestly kind of impressed by that. Like, chat, just tell me before I save. Am I wasting those? Like, is there an actual amount that will kill him? Or is it having no effect and the game's doing a poor way of, like, telling me? So it will actually kill him. Then I need another thing of scrap. It's not the blood that's the issue right now. It's I can't craft scrap. So I have to wait. Okay, either knife works. You're in 2, yeah? Yeah, I assume it's a third one is what I need. So angy. You remember there was a makeshift knife. Okay, so it's in the records room. Left side of the map. I think it's safer to take the downstairs route. Assuming that asshat doesn't get back up. Oh, that's respawn? Or maybe I just never... Like, due to all the reloads, maybe I never broke it. Okay, so I did break those. May as well analyze the sample while I'm here. How's the game so far, Cat? It's good. It's just taking a little bit getting used to. Oh. Well, that was almost disheartening. So med injectors take blood and herb. And since they're full heals, that's kind of OPP. And basically each herb is worth 30 blood. And that takes rare metal and blood. So I guess my only question is, like, what's worth using the Magnum on then? I assume the blister heads. I want you to know, Chad, I'm gonna be so angry if something repops on me. Like that dude. Wonder if you can, like, destroy his head.
Well, at least it's easier to walk around now.
Increases the likelihood you'll survive fatal damage. kind of good to be wearing at the moment. Love your expression on seeing that. Yeah, it's just like, I was expecting terribleness and it did not disappoint. Huh, I wonder if they can crawl through that and I can't. You know, the funny part is, there's no way that she would actually need to bring them to this room. Because she could just, due to the fact that there's only 3 things and she knows what the code is, she could just try typing in the code, like, I think it's up to 9 times, and it really wouldn't even be that. It'd be like 6 times max. Is the game scary or not? Honestly, I can see how someone would find it scary, but because it is a video game, it's not something that's scary to me. Like, if I were younger, like, and basically hadn't experienced the world to the degree that I have, yeah, it might scare me. I don't think this really scares me, though. It's definitely got the creepy vibes, though. I'll give it that.
I have to keep it together.
You know now the game's gonna repop enemies.
We're close now.
See?
Thank God. Here it is.
Yeah, don't look at the zombie chasing us with a knife.
I can try.
More the atmosphere
It's
than
like a
scary,
giant
yeah.
puzzle box. Stay here, Emily. You handle this. I'll, handle that.
So I just have to defeat waves? What? That absolutely hit you in the fucking face, my dude. How? Like, am I meant to be carrying the Magnum for this?
Grace? I did it!
Come here.
I get the feeling I'm gonna regret
Try
this.
this.
Well done, Emily. Thank you.
Oh! What's this gonna be? Okay, so it is the darkness thing. Oh, so it regenerates. That's gotta be the, like, sister.
I thought that thing was dead.
You thought wrong. Oh boy.
This is all my fault.
Like, see, that wasn't even a jump scare. That was just cool. I was like, ooh, it came through the wall.
I can't just leave her.
Yeah, I would not go down there. You absolutely can just leave her. Like, that's one of those signs where it's like, only... You ever hear the stereotype of, like, horror stuff where it's like, only white people are stupid enough to do this? And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what this means. Ah! Leon S. Kennedy. Now it gets interesting.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Is it for me?
Maybe.
Or for her?
Also maybe.
We can talk.
Or can we?
Right.
Left.
All and we can begin your treatment.
Oh,
Silent
doctor
treatment.
roleplay.
You're an investigator, right?
I've done this before.
We'll investigate. What do you want to know? Is this where I conduct my research?
Oh no. He's into Leon.
Are the answers to your disease here?
You know, I do have a question. When's the last time you brushed your teeth?
Damn. Never interrupt an enemy when he's making a mistake, Leon.
You are an ignorant fool. Do you believe in human evolution? I have devoted my life to studying it, while you have devoted your life to failure. You're a dead man walking.
Hey, can you hear me?
Leon, I've been trying to reach you.
Sorry, I was a little tied up. Did you go to ask for it?
The floor plan? Yeah, sending it now.
I had to talk with Victor. He is batshit crazy. Gotta make my way to his office.
Hell yeah!
I'm glad that FBI agent got away.
FBI?
Yeah, Grace Ashcroft. Victor kidnapped her.
What? Why?
I don't know. I intend to find out.
Yeah, there's gonna be one of those fucking things in here, isn't there? One of the fucking bauble things. Thomas K. Jackson, irregular eating patterns after a surgical procedure to suppress the satiety center of the brain. The subject experienced an increase in appetite and weight gain. He began to ingest everything he could get his hands on, including infusion pumps and pacemakers. Timothy B. Jackson. Irregular eating patterns, exhibits the same symptoms as his brother, with particularly strong fixation on human flesh. Must be treated with extreme caution as he becomes violently agitated if not constantly eating. I'm guessing those were the people that I blew up with the projectors.
Felt that one, huh?
Come on, Max.
You can parry him, by the way? I don't know how. I'm like stuck in a fucking corner with him.
Sorry, but I'm not on the menu.
Damn. Why would Leon fat shame him like that? Oh my god, he has so much more inventory. Dad, isn't there a way to repair the hatchet? Yeah. Sharpen, aka repair. Yeah. It's L1 plus square. I blow a hole in the wall? Or did I need him to, like, run into the wall in order to gain access to this? Ah. Hey, what? Yeah, maybe you guys are right. Maybe he does just have to slam into the walls. Kind of annoying. I don't really want to waste a shotgun shot to test it, but... Damn. Hatchet, maybe? Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I'll be upset if it actually is just a hatchet. Aha! So it's not a crowbar, it's just literally Leon. For the alligator snapper? Right 60, left 40, right 80. I find it funny how he just literally gets an upgrade. Okay, so we're in the chairman's office.
This place is infested. One thing after another.
No fucking way, dude. Bro, you took a fucking shotgun blast to the face. Quit with your damn super armor. I wasted so many shots on that asshole. Interesting. So he can't open the safe even though he's the one that discovered the fucking thing for it.
His office should be upstairs.
Wait, Leon can't use the typewriters? Or the stash? The fuck? I feel like I'll get more use out of the handgun, even though the shotgun's what I actually want to use. The corpse that was on that table is gone. Game gave me way too much time to do that. 10 out of 10, though.
What a fucking shame.
Okay. Okay, so it doesn't have to be low. It just has to... Okay, it doesn't look like he's actually... I still don't know how you throw these items. Oh, hell nah.
Every single time.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitches! Bro! What?
Well, that's my cardio for the week.
How convenient. Now it opened. I also think I keep accidentally using med injectors on him. And there's like some sort of like special key to do it.
Pretty sure I found Victor's private office.
Nice work. Lock it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Or one, I think, yeah. Try the password. Password.
Bingo.
Try the password.
I have the IP address.
Victor.
Just give me a minute.
Try the
And
password. Victor is cool.
I'm in.
Okay, hit me. Sherry. You're killing me.
Who's Sherry?
I found some information about our illness.
Our illness.
Our symptoms confirm a T virus infection.
Oh, fuck. Wait.
Season 6? Oh, I haven't played 6. I haven't played 5 or 6. I've seen someone play 5. I've never seen anyone play 6.
Help us. Grace. What's she got to do with this?
She's the kid from 2. Interesting. The fuck did you jump all the way down there?
I'm coming.
Also, chat, I kind of need to stop here, so is this a good, like, stopping point? Like, can I actually quit the game and it's not gonna, like, lose me anything? Looks like it auto-saved, but... I'm just worried that the autosave won't count as an actual save. You can just use the autosave? Okay, sweet. Alright, chat. Let me see who all is on tonight. And if I can give some love to anybody. Oh, I see Mr. Ventos. So I'm gonna raid him. We will be back tomorrow. Probably more Requiem, but we'll see. I may mix it up and do something else. It'll definitely depend. So, thank you again. You guys know I appreciate seeing you guys every day. But yeah, we'll see. I'll have to think about what I want to do for tomorrow. But in the meantime, go give Mr. Ventos my love, and I will see you all tomorrow.